the Hunua Ranges reservoirs, which supply the water for 60% of Auckland, they're doing targeted drops, which they say 20 metres away from the waterway, and that it's not actually going to be a problem.
Look, the way they do the Hunuas is they give the dams themselves a buffer of 20 metres. But if you look at the 2015 aerial operation for the Hunuas, I've got flight charts from Auckland Council. It shows all of the streams were poisoned at the same rate as the land.
What does that mean for us? What does it mean for animals if it goes in the waterways?
Okay, so when it goes into the water, it's uptaken by kura, freshwater crayfish for starters, and then they form the diet of other species. So even kiwi are known to eat kura. Now, kura can eat a whole bait. Now, a whole bait is enough to kill a child. So the whole thing, the whole practice of dropping it across the waterways and saying it's all okay is rubbish. There is no research into low dose impacts on people, so they don't know how small a dose is harmful. And so there have been scientists saying, well, we think this could affect young children or babies or pregnant mums, but there's no research being done. And I know there's none because I've asked the Ministry of Health for their research, and they declare there isn't any. And it ends up into places that it shouldn't go, and that's like into the native wildlife that consume the baits in the water, even the tuna, the eel. They'll consume carcasses that end up in the waterways, and that poison goes down the food chain.
Jeez, that's
Up
worrying.
the food chain. And there's the animal welfare side of it. Now, guys, if you saw the way this stuff kills, it's grossly obscene, and the world would be outraged. Anyone that has a dog die of 1080 poison is no longer a supporter of 1080 poison.
Yeah, get it.
So, ideally you'd like to see 1080 just completely banned, and then you're also saying, I guess in a nutshell, from what you've said is that you think predators, actually there's not that much of a problem across the country with it, the stoats and weevils.
Look, there's certain areas where you might have, that you might want to do extra protection work on. The research shows that it works. This is when I'm talking about man on the ground, and target what you're after. But in a lot of cases in that country, the wildlife or the ecosystem just manages itself.
Yeah.
I continue to film. I've just been filming the farmers that lost 8 cows down at Tikawiti. Now, I said right from the start that's 1080 poisoning. I know 1080 poisoning when I see it immediately, just looking at the animals. But the vet was trying to call it botulism. Now, do you remember the last time there was a botulism case in New Zealand? It was the Coocherman family from Pataru. They were poisoned by 1080 in a wild pig. And if you look at the 3 documentaries we did on that, you'll just see that's as plain and simple a cover-up. No question about it. And it's a disgrace. That was a disgrace. They should have taken that case and they should have researched it, those poor people who were in hospital for 3 weeks with comas, having convulsions and being strapped to the bed. Fascinating case, that one. Fascinating.
Yeah, holy hell. Clyde, before we wrap this up, what do you think is the next step as far as moving forward? Obviously, there needs to be some research that everyone can agree on.
Well, that's another story, isn't it? I mean, research funded by the industries is just may as well be biffed down the toilet. Most of it is junk or severely biased.
Well, someone's making money here, eh? Because it continues
that's what it reeks of, right?
Cover up.
Hundreds of millions of dollars involved in the poisoning industry across New Zealand. There's a strong resistance by the government, remembering that they own the factory that imports the poison. They're the ones that import and manufacture it, and also are pushing for the 2050 predator-free. And I promise you that means lots more poison in your water, a lot more poison across the New Zealand wildlife.
Imagine for a second that the Department of Conservation has been privatised, and the main supporter is the 1080 producers.
Yeah, that's a very good point you raised there, because if you actually look at Department of Conservation, they're buddies and sign contracts with all sorts of private enterprise. I think they're out of control. I think the Department of Conservation needs to be dissolved. There needs to be a new organisation or agency set up, not involved with pest control, but focuses on New Zealand wildlife and New Zealand, the future of New Zealand and being clean and green.
Just another thing that's tarnishing our so-called clean and green New Zealand image that we have, right?
Yeah, and look, it's not even half of it's not out. No one knows this stuff.
What we might do, because we're going to have to wrap it up, Clyde, but what we might do is get people to text 1080 if they want some more information and want to watch some of the documentary that you've chucked together.
Great.
And we'll ping them back a link to your YouTube channel and your Facebook page as well.
Yeah, great. Good on you. Appreciate you fellows actually, you know, it's very rare in New Zealand to have media actually look at this. This is probably the most open I've had a conversation.
Hey, no worries, mate. Well, we thought it was important that we get both sides of the coin on the radio, and it's been bloody interesting.
Yeah, good on you.
Coming up on Than Dunc.
Just quickly, if you'd like a link to his stuff or you'd like a link to Doc's stuff, we've got it all if you just text 1080 to 3520. Educate yourself and then make an informed decision. That's what it's been about, getting both sides of the argument on the radio.